Yeah, I'll get an advertisement here in a second. I should anyways. And then I'll skip it. I gotta make sure my volume's down. Yep.
We can probably tell everybody hi right now.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome into another episode of the infamous Nobodies. Tonight, our special guest from all the way at the deepest part of the seven seas, all the way from Dutchman's locker, Davey Jones, Dutchman chasing. Hi, Davey. How are you this
Hello,
evening?
everybody.
Hi, Davey.
I'm good. How is everybody doing this evening?
Doing good. Everybody get
Awesome.
your questions ready and send them
Yep,
over
ask
to
away.
Davey.
I'll answer the best of my abilities. Whatever you want to ask.
Getting everybody saying
There's
hello.
all kinds of
checking in.
stuff flying past on the.
I see Chubbs is on. Grifter, Pez.
Katrina's here.
Hey, Pez, hey, Grifter.
Coffee
Hey,
here.
Ghosty, Coffee.
Zen's
Welcome,
here.
everyone.
I'm glad everybody can make
Hi,
it.
Zen.
Nice. We apologize for Connie coughing. We're all dealing with some levels of illness here at the Brinker home.
That's my turn.
Right.
Even the legendary Beating Barry's on right now. Saying hi in the chat.
He was on our
Hey,
list.
Deep Berry. The one and only.
Right.
So we already have one question I see. Pez asked, how was Helene, Davey?
How was Helene? It was all right. It wasn't too bad, Josh. Now was it? It was an experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, where we were, I don't think we really got that strong of winds compared to what we seen on like I-10 there, where all the trees were down and they got a lot of hurricane force wind gusts and everything that went through that.
Some of them inland towns got hammered, where we saw some of them canopies down, gas canopies down. That was crazy.
Yeah, but even Billy, he was in Perry, and he said he clocked maybe 90 miles an hour max in Perry.
Oh, wow. So Perry didn't even get it that bad.
It seems like more north of there. Like, I-10 and north got the worst of it, because some of the pictures of Georgia and that were crazy.
Yeah, what was that town that cell phone tower fell down in? I can't remember what the name of that.
I have to look.
That was the one. Was it Green something? Green.
Was it no?
Greenville or Greenfield or something like that.
It might have been. I gotta look at the.
Because I think that was the one you guys were targeting, and then couldn't make it because of the tree.
Yeah, we were trying to get that way. Yeah.
No, it was actually in Madison.
Oh yeah,
Madison
was where the cell tower was down.
That was like, what, 2 exits down, actually, from where we were at that McDonald's.
Yep, because we got off at the Greenville exit, and that's where we had to turn around because we couldn't go either way with the tree down.
Yep.
And you ended up being able to continue east then.
Yep.
And then we ended up in that city that was flooded for Debbie, that Reed and everybody.
Lake City.
Yeah, Lake City. Yep. They got hit pretty good.
They did. They got hit real hard because we found all kind of metal all over the street.
Yep. Wow. Now Milton was that was a heck of a ride. Let me tell you what. The wind started probably, tropical storm force winds probably started about 4-5 o'clock, and then it just went from there downhill all the way through like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. And it was because of the high pressure system interacting with the hurricane, and then you got the sting jet on the backside of it, and because of that, all the sinking air, all the winds coming down to the surface, it was ripping.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I know watching your live video that day when you were intercepting it was getting pretty intense there for a while.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Helene was kind of crazy how it, the front eye wall was rough, and then it just kind of, the back eye wall kind of quit. Yeah,
there was nothing.
Lucky for you guys.
Because I was looking on radar and I was watching it. It looked like it was going to be pretty intense there as it came over us, and then it was a little bit of a rain shower, and we got maybe those couple big gusts where we heard those trees creak, getting ready to crack.
And I said,
scared the crap out of us. Yeah, we gotta leave.
We gotta leave. This is because we were stuck between all those trees that still didn't fall.
Yeah, no, that was scary.
I saw another question up here. Coffee asked, what was your longest trip to do a storm chase?
Longest trip to do a storm chase?
Probably distance-wise, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was going to say probably to travel to storm chase, not like total miles traveled storm chasing. Probably Oklahoma. That would have to be. Yep.
Chasecation last year for you.
Yep. I mean, I went to Texas, so I mean, but I didn't drive from Virginia to Texas, though, so you can't really consider that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Davey, you have a lot of experience with like Oklahoma this year. You got to tell them how your first chasecation out in the plains was for you.
Oh, it was breathtaking. There was no other experience in my life that I've ever had like it. Let's just put it that way. Even the people that I met out there, it was just, they were so pleasant and polite and respectful. It was great. Especially when we got into our accident, all the help that we got from everybody, the tow truck driver that went out of his way to stay with us for like hours, helped us clean out the car, brought us to our hotel and everything. And then the people at the hotel, they were awesome, giving us discounted rates and everything. So, even the police and everything were cool. So
that's awesome because we got like little abridged updates from you, but I never did hear the whole story and everything. How everybody did real right by you and everything.
Yeah, and we even met a couple. We even met a friend there, a lady and her husband, but they ended up splitting up now and everything. But yeah, they live in Oklahoma. They live they live east of Lawton and more of the forested area. What's that? Ardville or Ardmore or something like that? Yeah, Ardmore over that way. So that's cool. We have a friend out that way now. So
that's good.
Yeah, it was something I want to do again. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I want to move out that way at some point in my life here in the future. The goal of mine to get out that way. Plus, it make more sense because of storm chasing and what we do. It's just, I could be able to do it more often and it's not have to travel like 12, 14 hours to be able to do it.
Absolutely.
Without trees and mountains and cell service issues.
Right.
Dang Appalachia.
Yeah, because actually, honestly, I probably had the best service really in Oklahoma. Like, a couple times here and there, I had some issues with my lives, but overall, I didn't really lose service that much. Mm-hmm. Not at all. I was really surprised. So
that's Dean Barry actually said, "Rest in peace to Veo."
Yeah, I know.
All because of the dang tornado siren.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, not that, but if I didn't have good brakes on it either. I was supposed to replace the front brakes. I did the rear brakes, but not the front brakes.
Mm-hmm. Does the new Dutchman have good brakes?
Yeah. No wet roads.
That ain't happening again.
That dang weird friggin' tornado siren. I don't even know. If they did, I didn't know what it was. I'm trying to figure it out.
Katrina has a question for you. How long have you done storm chasing for, Davey? Like, how long have you been storm chasing for?
1 year. Let's see. It'll be 2 years in April. So a year and 7 months.
Okay.
Yep, a year and 7 months. And I have chased, let's see, I want to see how I can phrase this here. I've chased visually confirmed tornadoes. I have chased, because I guess, I don't know, did we really see the Custer City, Iowa tornado? Or was it Custer? No, it was New London. I'm sorry, New London, Iowa.
Yeah, we did.
We did, yes.
Yeah.
So 1, Custer City. That would be 2, 3, 4, 5. I've seen 5 visually tornadoes since I've chased.
That's awesome.
And that's all been this year. I didn't see any last year, even though I was on a couple of tornado warnings last year. But didn't see any. So, yep, they all came this year.
I was gonna say your El Dorado probably has to be your best one you had.
Of pretty ones.
Yeah.
That was
gorgeous.
Yeah,
that
he had twins that day.
Yeah.
I had twins that day. Yep, and that was my closest I've ever been to. So, plus my multi-vortex, twins. Same thing as you, Josh. You can see multi-vortex and then twins on your up there. Where was that? Yeah, South Dakota. Yep.
South Dakota with Grandma Brinker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
Connie and I will both show our jealousy to both of you.
I know it's bad too because you guys just left to go home.
Yeah.
Also,
when
El Dorado.
We were in northern Indiana, northern Ohio, somewhere like that. When I saw your video, and I'm like, "Yeah, little turd is getting tornadoes in El Dorado."
Yep.
And then, I mean, I'm at least happy before the accident. I got the mutual Oklahoma tornado there, so that was pretty cool. Yep.
Nice.
So I at least scored one that day.
We got real close to Greenfield, Iowa, but just we're on the wrong side of it. We were on the rain side of it, so didn't get the visual on that monster. That'd have been something.
Yeah, that storm was ridiculous, especially with those wind turbines. I seen the video of that. I'm like, what?
I tell
Get out of here.
That Reed video of that with the multi-vortex and like the power going on there is just unbelievable. Like,
yeah, that dropped my jaw.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
We were within a couple miles of that sucker, and then it dissipated right when we were going to intercept it.
You guys went back check out the damage and stuff, didn't you?
The next day, we went down to try to help, and they had enough help, but we dropped off some supplies and everything.
Rode through town.
Yeah,
a lot of the damage area.
We were debating going through because we knew it hit, but it was headed right towards another town of Earlham, and we knew everybody stopped in Greenfield, so we were like, we're going to go to Earlham in case they get hit. We'll be there.
Yeah,
and it lifted.
Since everybody's in Greenfield.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And then it lifted right before that Earlham. And then when you got to Earlham, there was no roads to keep going north. And then it dropped again. And it's the one, I don't know if you saw the video, but we did. The tractor trailer disappearing into the tornado at the intersection.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
That was the same storm. It just dropped further north.
There was another tractor trailer that was going the opposite direction that just barely got out in time. Just barely. Yep. I wonder whatever happened to that truck driver. Did everybody
was fine. I did look it up. He kind of just drove through it, he said, and somehow he made it through it, luckily.
I would have pooped my pants. Let's just put it that way.
I thought he was gone. He just disappeared.
Right? It lifted that whole entire truck. I literally thought it took the truck and just gone.
Just the original Twister.
Yeah, that's literally what I thought happened. It's how it looked.
Yeah,
it really did.
Dean Barry has a comment for you, Davey. He says, "I love Davey's equipment mounting philosophy. If it needs to be on the car, just bolt it to the roof."
Yep. You're damn Skippy.
Right.
It don't leak, so I'm good. Yeah. All right. So, but no, it's actually funny. I gotta get crossbar racks for the car. I'm just gonna get probably a cheap set because all I really am gonna do with them is I got a basket rack now that I'm gonna. That's why I was asking on chat how I could bolt it onto like actual roof racks or whatever. Obviously, U-bolts. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that way I can have a basket rack.
Yeah, we just bought U-bolts for his that fit his. They were Rhino brand, and they actually fit perfect. So he's going to get his hail guard mounted up for the spring. So
awesome. Well, it's actually funny because that's actually going to be the start to an idea I have for a hail cage of my own that I'm going to end up trying to personally make.
Nice.
With help, obviously, of course, but.
Right.
Yeah, I've got some good ideas. Actually, Landon Smith, he's came up with a couple good ideas for me too, because he likes to actually. He was actually doing supposed to be going to school for engineering and stuff. He used to make drones in high school and all that. he showed me the drone that he made when he was younger. Thing's crazy. Blew my mind when he showed it to me. So, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to put like a metal plate over the top of the basket so that way I can mount like all my magnetic stuff onto it and everything else.
Awesome.
I want to eventually get like like one of the cameras you got, or get like a Hero or like a GoPro Hero or something and mount it to the outside of the car with a waterproof case and everything, of course, obviously. But
well, that one we have is a 360. What the heck is it called? Fusion.
It's the fisheye.
Yeah,
that's
the old version, and now they have the 360 Max, which is not. The lenses are a little safer, and they're not fisheye like they are, but they still do the full globe. So and a better what do you call it? Software too. So not as edgy.
And they're all waterproof.
Yeah, they're all waterproof. Little pricey though. They're like $500, I think, for those. But I mean,
have y'all figured, like, are y'all eventually going to add like other cameras to your live streams, like so you can switch them, or have you figured out how to do that or anything like that?
We probably could. We would probably have to take with the laptop in the vehicle and everything. So definitely some stuff.
That's what I was thinking too, that you have to have the laptop in the vehicles to be able to control all that. Unless you had somebody at the house on like a actual computer controlling all that through like Streamlabs or something like that.
Right.
That'd be the only other way to do it. It'd have to be.
It's funny you ask about that because to do what we're doing right now with the camera, I watched a YouTube video and it was a guy that was he did it with these types of cameras for his church during COVID. They wanted to have services online on YouTube, and he was a Sony camera guy to begin with, and he showed like all the stuff that he ended up getting. And there's actually it was like $200. He has a switcher, and that would work real good, from multiple cameras and everything. So I'm sure that's what a lot of these guys get. You get a capture card and then that switcher, and you can have it whatever you need there. So,
and then that switcher you can, because I actually am in the process. All I got to do is hook the negative cable up, but I actually got a Cobra inverter that I'm gonna hook. I got the circuit breaker for it and everything all hooked up. I'm gonna run it to my battery, so that way I can actually plug in like actual things without having to worry about them shutting off on me and not charging and stuff like that.
Right.
So I can actually get a switcher or a router eventually and plug it into it.
Absolutely.
So, with that circuit breaker, I'll actually know that it shuts off and not actually drain my battery and kill my alternator or anything like that.
Right.
That's the last thing I need.
No.
That's a question.
As I say, there's 2 questions for you, Davey. First one's from Coffee. If you weren't chasing, what could you see yourself doing?
I wasn't. If I wasn't. What do you? Yeah, it's what I do all the time. Working. I don't know. That's. If I wasn't chasing.
What would be your next hobby? I guess, huh?
My next hobby, yeah.
Nothing.
Well, yeah, no, that's not true. It's not true. I mean, man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've always, honestly, a lot of my careers have involved driving. Honestly, I've always I've talked about a couple of times growing up and everything, being a truck driver. So that would actually probably be something I'd probably look into if I wasn't doing something like this.
Yeah.
So just because
across the country,
I'd be doing the same exact thing, just not chasing storms. So
right.
And,
yeah, absolutely. And I'd still be meeting people all over the country and seeing things that you normally wouldn't see anyways. So.
Yeah. Got another question for you here, but I have a quick comment from Dean Barry. If Davey isn't chasing, he's not breathing. Pretty good indicator.
Yeah, you've seen it. Yeah. You've seen it. I struggled real hard with that one. I did. Put my brain to the test. I'm surprised there wasn't smoke coming out of my ears or anything.
I know that feeling.
I want to give a quick shout out to Gordy that's watching. He's on an Amtrak train on his way over to Chicago right now, and he's wearing our hat and getting a lot of comments on it. So, thank you, Gordy.
I saw he was coming to Pittsburgh area and wanted us to come visit. Unfortunately, we were all working.
Yep.
Josh got to see him, but my new shirts I had made, they're a lot better than the ones we had at the drive-in theater.
That one's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I got on the back, too.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I like them.
Yep. Actually, we did that off of Vistaprint. Actually, I got those off of.
Sweet.
Yep.
Next question I have for you is from Katrina. Davey, what got you into storm chasing?
What got me into storm chasing?
Yep.
Well, I've always, as we all are pretty much, at a young age for me, we were actually, I was at my grandmother's. I don't know, how old was I? I was probably about 4 or 5. Yeah, we were in, what was that, Esperance? Or Delanson. Alright, yeah. Esperance, Carlisle, New York. And we had some storms that came through, and my mom and that worked a night shift at Price Chopper at Coviskill. And so I stayed with my grandmother. And all of a sudden, the storm just came out of nowhere, and it got really bad. The wind started picking up. The lightning was just getting crazy. The wind was so bad that my grandmother could barely close the kitchen window with the lightning on top of that. And then finally, the power went out at a short time after she tried closing the kitchen window. Power went out. So we all just decided to go to sleep. Well, let me tell you what. The next morning, there were trees down everywhere. There were power lines down. We went, I don't know, about a mile and a half down the road, and there was a barn silo. The top of it was blown across the road about halfway into the farmer's field on the opposite side of the road. And then the side of the house was ripped off, pieces all over the yard and everything. But yeah, from that moment on, that actually got me really piqued and curious about the weather. And then Twister also came out about that time. Actually, when did Twister come out? Was that 94?
Sounds right.
Was it? Then at that point, I probably watched it 4 years later. I couldn't remember when it came out. I'm like, how old was I? I was like, I don't think I was born yet, actually, when it came out, so I couldn't have watched it. But when I was actually able to watch it and everything, because I was like, oh, this is so cool. I want to do this. And then seeing Reed Timmer and everything, and Storm Chasers, and then watching Jim Cantori on the Weather Channel, because my grandmother, that's something she would always watch every morning, Weather Channel.
Yep.
We knew there was bad weather, Weather Channel would be on all the time. So
that's what we always say, Josh. That's what he grew up on too. It wasn't the cartoons on the TV; it was the Weather Channel.
But not only that, but Mother Nature in general, she's always has something different to offer. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's an aurora, storms, winter weather, volcanoes, earthquakes, whatever she does. It's beautiful but destructive all at the same time. And
absolutely.
It's fascinating just to think about it.
I have another question for you, Davey, here, but Dean had to throw in his little commercial here. 10 Minutes is brought to you by Hardee's and Carl's Jr.
All right. I can take some Hardee's right about now.
The Carl's Jr. commercial. We love you, Dean. We love you.
That was better than the Sheets burger I had earlier.
Dean come in with the date of Twister, 5/20/96.
Yeah.
So
the day he turned 15.
2 years. I was 2 years old when it came out then. Okay.
All right.
And Dean was just turned 15 on the day it came out.
Connie and I had been together for over a year or 2 years at that point, and we've both been paramedics for multiple years.
Stop telling people how old we are.
Yeah, right.
But
what?
The next question I have for you is from Coffee. what's your go-to snack when you storm chase?
A go-to snack. I really love combos, honestly. Combos, buffalo blue cheese.
There you go. See, I like that one.
Buffalo blue cheese combos. Yep. And they have to be the pretzeled ones.
The pretzel
crackers.
And because this is the infamous Nobodies randomness, we do have a question that's not about storm chasing. Comes from Brett.
All right.
He asks, since we're approaching Thanksgiving, what are you most thankful for?
What am I most thankful for? My family and my friends.
Good one.
Yep. There's nothing to be thankful for.
That's always a cheers to that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, right here. Cheers. Cheers to that.
I'll do the fake cheers. Cheers.
I got my glass. Connie got her big mug.
I got nothing.
Big mug.
I got my
That was a big
I got my Smokey the Bear glass.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
Okay.
sponsoring over there too.
I'm sponsoring myself.
But make sure everybody keeps sending in your comments and your questions for Davey Jones.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything you want to ask, go ahead.
I have a question for you, Davey, from myself.
Okay.
Anywhere that you haven't been, where would you chase the next storm? Somewhere you haven't been. Where would you always wanted to chase you haven't been to yet?
Always wanted to chase I haven't been to yet. Oof, man. I'm trying to think of where I haven't been to yet. Let's see. Yeah, that is true. Arizona or New Mexico? Yep.
Monsoon season. Severe weather in eastern New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roswell got hammered with that flooding at night.
Yep. And honestly, I know if I had to choose a second, it would be Canada.
We were just talking about that, about getting our passports renewed in case we'd happen to get up there and need to go over.
I can't remember whose stream it was on. I don't know if it was from one of my live streams or if I was watching one of y'all's live streams, but I swear somebody that lived in Canada said that you can get like a special ID instead of getting a passport.
Yeah, you can get a, what's it called, a something card. It's a certain kind of card. It's not the same price as a full
visa
passport.
or something. Yeah, it's like a travel visa.
Mexico
like
and Canada.
Yeah.
It's like half the cost of a passport.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but honestly, at that point, I'd rather just get a passport because then if I wanted to go somewhere just like overseas in my lifetime, I'd be able to. So.
Go chase a typhoon somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Bill's in the chat.
I've never been on an airplane before, so it's gonna be quite the experience for me. Let's just put it that way. I'm gonna be very nervous, very, very nervous.
Ask Connie how she feels about airplanes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
she does them, but she don't like them.
Yeah.
A couple more questions coming in here. Where was that one that just went here? Dean Barry asked, "What is your favorite cigarette brand?"
My favorite cigarette brand, B-Dean, honestly, that'd be Sonoma's. Yep.
Okay.
Sonoma's.
Coffee asked, "Does your mom ever chase with you?"
It's always. I mean, there's been a couple times where she hasn't. But honestly, like I told her too, sometimes for me to chase by myself, it's good. So that way I have that experience and I can also teach myself to chase by myself. So that way I get better at it. Just because of the fact that we're all getting older and everything, and there's going to be a point in my life where I will be doing this by myself. So I need to be prepared for that and everything. So
as I say, I think the only chase you've been on was with me when we went down for Debbie. Was the only one that your mom wasn't on. I think I was the only one that I know of.
Well,
hi Ann.
I actually, when I chased up there in Pennsylvania a couple months back.
Yes.
When
you both were by yourselves.
Yeah, we were both by ourselves.
Yep, Lancaster County. There, I had that final severe thunderstorm morning of the day.
Yeah, there's been a couple that I haven't been on.
Yeah, and then I chased here last year in Virginia by myself one time. Pretty sure it was.
Yeah, because you used blue car.
But that was a bus chase. That was.
Yeah.
It was a waste of gas.
Zen asks, will you be getting into snake hunting anytime soon?
No. Did y'all see that video my mom posted on Facebook? Yeah.
No, that's a big no.
I was sitting on the couch, or no, I actually walked in. I must have walked right past it. I sat on the couch for a minute, and I happened to look over at the door, and I seen something slithering towards the door, and I'm like, no way. You're friggin' joking right now. I did. I get up and walk over to it, and it's a friggin' snake. And I'm like, oh, F no. You're getting out of the house right now. So I did. I took it. Yeah, no, I shoved it in a box and took it and the box outside, and that's when I started hearing it start rattling and everything, and I'm like, oh, no.
Meanwhile, he's messing with it, trying to get it in the box, not realizing it's a snake.
That, and the cat was trying to get over there and claw it and bat at it and everything, and sent that cat, no. Because...
And it's bad because the baby rattlers, their venom is worse than
an adult. Yep.
Yeah, because they don't control it. They just give you all of it all at one time.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
And then we went to the camp, and I asked him to take something back with him and drop it on his way back to New Hampshire. And he goes, what? And I go, a snake? And you should have seen him freak. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he ran.
Military, still in, serving, been to Iraq and Africa, and man, he was like, I don't think so. I mean, you would have thought that snake was right there.
I heard him. He was out in the kitchen. All I heard is scuffles across the floor, and he was already gone. He was running. I was like, nope, he doesn't do snakes. I don't do spiders. So, no, I can't do spiders. Nope.
Couple more questions coming in here, and I know Dean's making all kind of Dean comments here. He said, plummeting into hurricane winds in an Airbus A319 with duct tape on the window is a total mood. I'd be the one.
I did have duct tape on my one window because it falls down every now and then. I don't have it on there anymore. I got wood that I use to keep my window from falling down now. So.
Yeah, you got a piece of wood right at his door.
Yep.
Hey, whatever works, right?
We should take goo off though. Get all that.
Well, it's a bummer because when I bought the car, the lady said that the one window didn't work, but I have two windows that don't work. Technically, my passenger front window don't go down. Well, it does.
It goes down, but it takes forever to go back.
This little bit.
You have to keep hitting the button.
Yeah.
Pull up. Hit the button. Pull up.
Yeah. And then my rear driver's side window, that don't work at all. That's the one that falls down randomly if I don't have anything.
Hold it up.
Keep it down. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Moss does not grow on a car that has not been setting.
It's done me good. I put almost 20,000 miles on it already.
And a lot of money into it.
All
because of setting.
Nice.
Couple more questions for you here, Davey, coming in. Coffee asks, if you could give any advice on storm chasing that you've learned, what would it be?
Well, first of all, never second guess yourself. That's a big thing. If you make a choice, you just stick to that choice. Like if you choose that you don't want to chase this storm anymore and you want to get out of its path, you're gonna just do it. Don't be like, oh well, it looks like it's gonna go this way. Maybe we could just sit here and just watch it for a second. No, just if you're uncomfortable, get out of the situation. Period. Don't just second guess yourself like that because that's not good. Nope. It's not good. I was in a very close call last year.
Stay out of the conga line.
Yeah, that too. But that's another thing. Stay out of the conga line.
That's how we got into the accident. We ended up in the conga line, and the people 3 cars ahead of us stopped dead in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
We hit the water.
Yeah.
We couldn't stop.
Well, I could have if
we've known ahead of time, but it was just instant. And when you're in water, it's instant.
Well, that's the other thing with chasing. A lot of distractions too. It's tough.
Yep.
We all run into that for sure.
Too many distractions. Yep.
But now you're right. I agree with you on anything commit. Even the Custer City tornado would be a good one. We should have stayed committed when we first chose that storm, but we kept listening to people.
I was talking to Josh about that at the conference down here in Richmond. I was like, man, that day for Custer City, because I remember we pulled off and we were looking at those storms because they were severe warned and then they just took them away. They weren't warned anymore. So we're like, should we just go back north and just check on those storms, or should we just wait and go back south and see what these ones do? And I'm like, well, let's just go back north. No, we should have just went south.
We should have stayed. I think that's something that we've all kind of learned. I think we've decided most times we're going to stay committed to our first decision, whether it's a go or no. Yeah,
it's bad too because when I was looking on the analysis for the mesoscale and everything, the NWS on the page, and the better dew point ratio with the temperature was down south that way too. Yeah. But all the wind shear and everything was better up north, so it just was weird how it ended up happening. But hey,
another question from Brett. Have you ever chased in Iowa? And if yes, do you have any favorite Iowa chases? And I think I can help Davey answer this, but I'll let Davey answer it.
It would be my one and only Iowa chase, and that was the New London, Iowa. That would have been my actual first tornado, pretty much. Yep, my New London, Iowa. Yep.
We got pretty close. We got pretty close to that one. We were just on the outskirts of New London when that came into town.
Yep. Yeah, we chased that for a good minute, honestly. Pretty
sure we watched that one form.
Didn't it go through Holland or something like that, or Hollis or something?
Yeah, before New London. South of New London, yeah, something like that.
Yep.
That was when we were watching it. Yeah, we watched it form basically, and
we ended up on the rain wrap side of it. Yep. We saw it though when when we pulled off the long side of the road there at that four-way with the gas station on top of that hill.
Yeah,
right outside of New London when it was going into town.
Yeah.
And we heard the tornado sirens going off.
Where all the chasers were honking at us and everything as they were going by. Yep.
I remember that one forever.
I forgot that, and that's when I forgot I had my time lapse rolling on my camera that whole entire time too. Nice. That last part when we were sitting there, I got that nice time lapse of that.
Connie will remember it because she was one intersection away from Pecos tank.
Don't remind me.
Did you know that?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I saw his video of that. Yeah, he was too. He was
down
there.
We were sitting, make the right, and at the next intersection over.
Yep.
I was that close.
That's all right. Because he was El Dorado. He was pretty close to where I was too, because he got really good video of the twins that I got. Yep.
Hey, we were closer to the tornado than he was, so.
Yeah, New London we were.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd give anything to meet Pecos, Hank.
I was going to say with that day's tornadoes, though, even as nice as it was to get close to the New London, it wasn't the prettiest tornado to see. The stuff we saw later in the evening at sunset, that storm.
We went up with Pagey.
That was amazing up there. That's still one of my favorites.
We were near the town after stopping at the gas station, David. We were near Alexis.
Yeah.
And the storm was coming at us, and it was all the whole nice, pretty sunset underneath it with the rain.
Yeah, I got a lot of nice pictures of that. Mm-hmm. That was, yep.
And then the lightning show at dark too. When we got
I'm pretty sure you guys have that in your 2024 chase video. Mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah, we do. It's actually the storm coming over us. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we sat there for an hour or two just watching the storms with the lightning.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a good time.
Good time. Good memories there.
Yep. Yeah, it was.
I gotta get
up
in the chat here.
Every time Landon talks to me, that's all he talks about. Is man, I miss it. I want to get back out there again. It was that day in Iowa at the gas station and just everything was so great.
I'm gonna try working something in with him about getting him out again this coming year.
When I was supposed to be chasing this week, if there was severe weather, I was going to go pick him up on the way, but it never ended up happening.
Yeah, Connie and I took him out one day, too, July 3rd.
Yeah.
Had a good time with him. He's one that really wants to learn. Like he's all about
he does
and everything. And
he does. He hits me up all the time on Zello and stuff, and asks me a lot of questions all the time. Sometimes I can't get back to him quick enough because I'm obviously driving, working, and that. But
I haven't seen him in the chat lately either. I'll have to get on his crap about it.
Yeah, I know. I tell him that too. I'm like, hey man, how come I don't see you on live whenever I'm live or anything? Popping in saying hey. He's like, oh well. I'm like, yeah.
Excuses. That's what I tell him.
Hey, hand me a cigarette.
Couple more questions coming in. Next one's from Coffee. Davey, do you do winter chasing?
Yes, I chased a winter storm actually at the beginning of this year, January 6th, I'm pretty sure, when Virginia had that ice storm and then Maryland and that had that snowstorm.
Oh, yeah.
And southern PA and all that. I'm pretty sure it was January 6th. January 6th or January 8th, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yep.
Next one.
And that was the Aveo. And honestly, I chased that in the Aveo, and the roads were horrible. And I didn't get stuck at all. But yeah, I'm watching trucks and everything else just have a hard time spinning up hills and everything. Meanwhile, I'm just...
Yeah. Kind of like Oklahoma clay roads, right?
They're looking at me like, is this guy freaking nuts or for real? Like,
you mean like an Oklahoma clay road?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm curious. In the ditch and the Aveo just keeps
on going.
I'm curious to see how this car would do on them dirt roads because it's got more power, and both wheels on the front on this car spin compared to only one wheel. And that's the weird thing because the Aveo only had one wheel that spun on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really weird.
That thing's amazing that day.
Yeah, it really did. Very surprising.
Next one's from Brett. He said, what is the craziest storm chase you've ever been on?
Craziest storm chase I've ever been on.
Good voice. Something tough.
No, I'm actually gonna have to say that was last year. I can't remember when it was exactly. It was I know it was a Dixie Alley severe weather setup. It was supposed to be an enhanced or moderate risk for like Louisiana and Mississippi. I know that day there was a tornado in Alexandria, or what is that? Is it Alexandria, Louisiana, or something like that? What is that name of that city?
Something like that.
Yeah, there was a tornado that hit there. But as the storms crossed over the Mississippi River and everything, right before that, me and her stopped to get dinner. I don't remember. I think actually, believe it or not, I think it was Hardee's actually that we stopped and got food.
He's still here. He's still chatting away.
There were storms way down in southern Mississippi. I'm getting on maps real quick because I'm trying to exactly remember where we were here.
Well, while you're looking at your maps here, there's another question that kind of ties into that question from Brent. This is from Melinda. What's the scariest storm you chased and where?
So kind of the same question.
Kind of the same question.
Yeah. Let's see. Would that be... Yeah, that would have to be exactly where I was.
And Dean said smart choice of getting Hardee's.
Oh, of course. Honestly, I like it better than Chick-fil-A, to be perfectly honest.
No.
So, there was a storm that was probably going through, I'd say, south of Natchez, because that's where we crossed over the Mississippi and got food, was Natchez, Mississippi. Okay. There was a storm that just crossed near Doloroso. Yeah, that's where it was. And we hopped on to 98 East. And I saw this, I got severe warned, and I saw the velocity signature on it and the couplet, and I'm like, yeah, this thing's going to end up getting tornado warned. Well, it ended up getting tornado warned. However, it decided it wanted to make a more northerly turn at the last second, and it actually started coming right for us. It actually started going towards Boudet, I think it was. I think it was actually the tornado that hit Brookhaven that day in Mississippi.
Yep.
I think, who was that? Brad Arnold or somebody was on that one. that hit Brookhaven. I think it was a tornado that we were almost in.
Yeah, he's from down in that area, so that would make sense.
But anyway, we were on 98 East, and there was, for like 20, 30 minutes, me and other chasers, because I was actually passive chasers that were doing like 5 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour. Me, I was doing like 10, 14 miles an hour just because I wanted to at least keep up some speed, but not go like 5 miles an hour at the same time. Yeah, it blinding rain, horizontal rain. Like I'm telling you right now, like Twister. Like I saw that stuff coming at like just a horizontal angle like this, probably like I don't even know, 120-degree angle, just coming at whipping, and then all of a sudden it would change direction and shift, and I compared the velocity signature to where our dot was on radar scope, and yeah, we were really close. We were like a mile away from that. It would probably have been the rear flank downdraft at that point because it was just crossing 98 right in front of us, and we were heading. So, yeah, that was pretty scary. Pretty damn scary.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I had to pull over, and so did a couple other chasers because, like I said, I passed a couple of them, and I passed a couple that were also pulled over because they obviously were like, no, we're going to stop right here. And finally I did. That was one of those things, don't second guess yourself. Because at one point I was like, no, we'll just keep going. We'll be all right. It'll pass. And then I'm like, nah. Because, yeah, there was one point where I felt like I was going to be blown off the road. That's how bad it was. We're talking that little red Aveo. So it wouldn't have taken much. Not at all.
No.
Not at all lightweight car.
What were you saying about Chick-fil-A?
Davey thinks Hardee's is better.
Oh, those are fight words.
That's even Justin said, ouch. He's like, I love Chick-fil-A.
I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, just because of the real chicken and everything, but just pricey.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, Hardee's is kind of pricey too, so.
I'll never forget our experience at Hardee's in State College.
Oh, my God.
There was two people working at the counter. Well, the cook and the guy at the register got into a fist fight.
Literally. They ended up going outside and fighting, and we're standing at the counter.
Oh my God! What was it over? Why were they fighting?
Idea.
I don't even remember.
It was in State College.
Man!
I mean, it was.
Well, that's all right. Josh, did you tell him about that black lady when we walked into Waffle House to get breakfast?
Yes, told us about that.
I was like, I looked at the guy who took our order. I'm like, I'm so sorry to deal with this. Like, this is on a day. What did he say? Drunks. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, she was drunk.
She was drunk.
Like, it's 8:30 in the morning and you're telling me this lady's drunk?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
She's fighting with people at a Waffle House of all places.
Well, no, it sounded like she was. I swear to God, she said something about white people or something. I heard that.
What's going on? I just wanted my all-star breakfast.
What's bad about it is I looked around and there were already other white people in there to begin with. So I'm like, I know this lady ain't talking about us right now.
I just walked in the door. What?
Yeah.
And then like 7 police cars rolled in. I'm like, oh, this must be a little bit worse than I thought. Turns out it was the only thing going on that day.
No, the Waffle House.
It wasn't any worse than that one place we stopped there and we walked in and that woman was on a rampage and that, and I was heading to the bathroom and you all were heading to the tables. All I could think of was, you go, girl. I mean, we did. We walked in there, it was just all blacks. And then she was just going right off.
Yeah, I don't know what her deal was.
I don't either, but all I know is she was a good one.
Coffee's heading out.
Have a good night, Coffee.
Good night, Coffee. Thanks for joining us.
Let's see here. Ghosty actually has a question for you. In your opinion, Davey, how was Milton different from Helene?
How was it different? I would say the intensity and longevity of the wins. That was probably what the difference comparison was to Helene. Helene,
it was a lot worse.
Yeah, the density and population was a lot worse also. I wouldn't say the storm surge was as bad, honestly. Helene was like really bad with the storm surge. That was just terrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
That all of Keaton Beach was wiped out in Helene.
Yeah. Yep. I couldn't believe that.
There were so many tornadoes for Milton, though.
Milton, that was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Tornadoes.
That was probably the biggest tornado outbreak for Florida for like a tropical system ever in history, honestly.
They were all big. They weren't your typical.
Yeah, they weren't small. No, they weren't small at all.
And that's when I was.
If I had known it was going to be like that, I would have chased the tornadoes.
That's what I was going to say. When I was watching you were over on the coast, trying to find a parking lot to sit in. I was checking back and forth with like traffic cameras in Eastern Ohio, and we caught that real big one over near northeast of Orlando or southeast of Orlando.
Yep.
That was going up along 95. It was crossing over 95 right on the live camera. I'm like, well, that thing's big. That's not your typical tropical storm. Tornado.
Yeah, when I started seeing all the tornado videos on X and everything, I'm like, man, should be out there chasing these things.
Nick Stewart
but at that point,
that one, it was huge.
I mean, I probably could have chased some of them and then went back and chased like later as Milton made landfall. I probably could have managed doing both because if you think about it, Florida ain't really that far to travel east to west coast. Really, so
it's only like about 2 hours or so from one coast to the other.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Unless, of course, you're talking like down in the Everglades and stuff where they all started first.
Yeah.
Then forget about that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Unless you got yourself an airboat.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what I was. That's what I was thinking too. Is like, hopefully this hurricane doesn't go through the Everglades, because then at that point it's just no sense in chasing it at that point, because there's no place to ride it out down there. None.
And
none at all.
Your Milton Chase, JBL is in the chat saying hi to everybody.
JBL!
I want to say hi to everybody that's joining us.
Yeah, we
tonight.
have a lot of people jumping in. We got Kathy here.
Hello, everybody.
Bungles is here. Sherry Bug's here. Zen's here.
Sherry!
Bungles.
Yep. Dean Barry's still. Justin's here. Ghosty's still checking in. Melinda's here. We got everybody checking in.
Justin.
Yep.
Kathy.
Trying to look through the comments here to see. So they were making comments about the Waffle House fight. Dean Barry said if it isn't a fight in Waffle House, it isn't Friday night. Zen said,
this was Saturday morning, though. Yeah, this was the after. This was like the after party. Yeah.
Zen said after party on Friday night. It's time to head north. That's true. We saw a couple of them close for Helene.
Milton, they were all closed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember that one in when we were coming up from the coast that night? Crawfordsville. The one that was all boarded up. I was like, wait, a Waffle House is boarded up? It's going to get bad really quick.
Yeah, that's when you know it's real. It's time to leave.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here if we got any other questions anywhere in here.
Just doesn't have to be about storm chasing,
it
too.
Could be anything.
It could be anything.
Random.
Lay it on me.
That's what this whole podcast is about. Random stuff with random people.
Right on.
Random times.
It's really awesome y'all came up with this idea. It's really cool. What made you come up with the idea?
I've been wanting to do it since we started our channel.
Been talking about it a long time, and we just finally.
Yeah, I figured during the slow season, something to get content going.
Yeah.
Gets everybody to know each other, and especially since we all kind of intermingle, and we kind of chase together. People get to know all of us.
Yeah, we want to promote each other.
Promote.
Yeah, that's why I say we're all one big family, pretty much. Chase family. So you got to look out for each other and support each other. That's it. But no, you're right. In slow times, it's hard. It really is. It's hard to get content out there. You got to come up with ideas.
Yeah, winter's coming soon, though. Winter.
Lake effects.
Lake chasing, lake effects, no chasing. We might even be getting some water spouts soon.
I heard about water spouts
because it hasn't really been cold enough to go across the lakes. We went up for 2 chases up there.
3.
Well, he went by himself
once.
He went once and twice. Oh no,
I went
once.
Water spout back in August.
Was that August
Yeah.
when we were up there?
But
yeah, I think I seen that one live stream. Y'all got those water spouts. I think I remember that one. Yep.
Yeah, it was a nice
big
S in the sky.
That's awesome. One thing. That's another thing I have yet to see yet is a water spout. I got to see a water spout.
Bunch of questions rolling in here for you, Davey. Katrina asked, "Do you have any pets?"
I have a cat. His name's Sylvester. My mom has a cat, Aries, and then a dog, Wolf, and Sir Wolf. Oh yeah, and cat.
Sir Wolf dog, DAWG. German Shepherd.
Yep. Y'all have a German Shepherd too, right?
Yeah.
Xena.
Crackhead.
Yeah, now we have another cat. Her name's Gizmo.
Bungles gotta go. We'll see you, Bungles. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye, Bungles.
Have a good night, Bungles.
Kathy asks, "Where are you from, Davey?"
I am from Stanton, Virginia. I was actually originally from upstate New York. I was born in Cooperstown. Grand Baseball Hall of Fame.
There you go.
Davey is in the area where the song "Take Me Home, Country Roads" is written about.
Yeah.
Yep. It certainly is.
Shenandoah Valley.
I listen to that around here quite frequently.
Dean asked, what happened with the studio audio levels last week? I don't know, but now we're streaming with our 4K Sony camera.
Yeah, we got the good camera
AX700.
now with the good microphone.
Yeah, we got a capture card, so we're able to get better video, definitely better audio. So
yeah, what I think it was, Dean, is we were using the computer microphone and the computer camera, and I think the one before that, I didn't have the fans running underneath it. We have one of the ventilated fan bases, and I didn't have it running on the other ones, and yet we had it last week, so it was pretty loud, and I think that was causing some issues. So got that all fixed, we think.
You're talking
good.
a fan to keep the laptop cool?
Yeah,
like
we have one of the bases that goes under. It has the 5 fans in it, because our laptop, it glitched out on Dean, and that's because I shut it off to help the audio last week, and it glitched out and shut off.
That's the problem I have with mine is it gets hot.
Yep.
Like after a while, really hot.
We have a base we have in the vehicle that Josh has a fan built into it that plugs into the USB, and that helps a lot. So something to look into.
I have to look into that.
Yeah, it was only like $50 or $70, and it's
it's not bad.
Fan. Yeah,
they actually have it's a mag mount phone holder at Verizon, and it has an intercooler in it to keep your phone cool.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
We ran into that when we started running all the overlays. That one stream, we did a bunch of the overlays, and
it's weird. It's weird because I can go live on YouTube and my phone won't overheat at all or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But like you said, I go through Prism with the overlays on, or even Prism without overlays, just Prism in general, and my phone will overheat like crazy.
Processing, I think.
It'll pop up with that phone is overheating. You got to click on it and optimize or whatever stupid crap.
Yeah.
Streamlabs, I don't ever remember having issues with overheating when I use Streamlabs. That was the only good thing about using Streamlabs.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think when we did use Prism when we did all those overlays, so maybe I'll try it on Streamlabs and see what happens sometime. Now that you say that, so
because I don't think I ever had that issue with Streamlabs. Now that I think about it, the only issue I had with Streamlabs was trying to go live and it's saying I was going live, but I go on YouTube and it wasn't live.
It wasn't there.
Yeah, that was the only problems I had with Streamlabs. Frustrating.
It is.
Couple more questions here. Brett has a random question. What is the one favorite joke that you have that makes you laugh every time that never gets old?
That is random.
One favorite joke.
That you laugh at that never gets old. I can't think of any.
Like, I know I have some, but I can't think off the top of my head what a lot of quotes off of movies or something like that.
And and a lot of them I'm not just gonna come out and say.
This is somewhat a family forum here, so
Yeah.
We say them on the chase, but not in the chat.
We'll keep that from outside the
Yeah, when you're outside the car or outside the
outside the live stream.
Oh, MCAT must have asked for a beer.
Oh no, it just said hey all.
Yeah.
No, already getting permission.
Is MCAT, Melinda's already given MCAT permission before.
Yep,
they even
every
asked.
time. Another question, Davey. This is from Sherrybug. What are your non-chasing hobbies?
Where's my what?
Non-chasing hobbies. Like
My non-chasing hobbies.
other than chasing.
I had a brain fire for a second. I'm like, what? What's she? Video games. I just like Mars. I'm big into video games. Fishing. I love fishing. Hunting when I can. Board games. I'm a big time board game person. At one point, I was trying to get my mom and friends and that to have like a weekly game night because we got so many board games and everything, but we never play them. I have a weekly game night so we can actually play some board games and stuff. And because I got Cards Against Humanity, I keep getting new bundles, packs, and everything, but I can't play them because no one play. Yeah. Yep.
Bring them up for the meet and greet in July. We'll play.
I will do that. What the heck?
Our dogs are just out of control.
What the heck with that? Y'all are gonna be at the conference in Kansas City. I'll bring them then too.
There you go.
Yep.
Mars won't be there, but the three of us will.
So, no other questions right now, but I have one for you, Davey. Are you planning on taking a chasecation this coming year?
Oh, of course. I'm already planning it out because I'm gonna do the same thing as we did last year. I'm gonna go probably to Camp Felicity again. Yeah. We actually still talk to him periodically and everything. He's supposed to be building a watchtower. It's gonna be 3 stories, and the second story is gonna be like the living area, refrigerator, bed, whatever, and then the third story is gonna be like the storm observation area and everything. So you
cool.
can.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. So
Brett
I'm gonna do that.
Brett has another question. Since you like video games, what video game series do you think is overrated?
What video game series is overrated? Overrated in what sense? that had to be my return question to that.
So, question for the questioner. There you go, Brett.
I would think like something that everybody plays, but you don't think's that great.
Yeah, that's what I was probably thinking too. Honestly, well, at the first start of it, Fortnite was pretty good and everything, but now it's just, I would probably say Fortnite is, at this point, nowadays, just too overrated.
Yeah, I've never played it, so.
Yeah, I hear about it all the time, but I never really saw anybody
There's too many little kids that play it too, and you get them screaming and yelling and everything. Oh gosh!
Sounds like Call of Duty with all the little kids on it. At night.
Yeah. I just got done.
They're trying to swear at you and call you out, and you're like, "You're 10. Go to bed. You got school tomorrow."
That's why I try not to play online games too much because it just makes me angry. No, I'll stick with my story-based games and all that. I'm good. I like a good story.
No,
right?
Yeah, as Brett said, overrated is in too much hype, popularity, etc.
Yeah. That Fortnite definitely.
I had some friends that used to play those games, and they used to get these little kids on there that would start, calling them names, and it couldn't have been more than maybe like 10, 12 years old. So what the adults would do is they'd gain up on that kid, and they'd beat the heck out of him and drive him.
Yep. We make them rage quit, we call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to come after you, and we're done.
Dingberry said Call of Duty was nuts. 11-year-olds yelling out all the super no cancel words.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were too, man. Oh, and then they die. Then you'd kill them, and then that's when just
Yeah. Brett asks, Davey, do you have a favorite retro or classic video game?
Retro or classic video game?
Twisted Metal.
Yeah, it'd either be Twisted Metal or Siphon Filter. Yep.
Okay.
What was that
Metal
game
or
we used to play
Filter.
and then have our friends over and play it where we'd crash the cars and everything?
Oh, Burnout 2.
Oh my god.
Burnout, yes.
I love
Burnout. My mom loves that game. Yeah.
Burnout Paradise? Is that what it was
No,
called?
it was Burnout 2, and then Burnout 3 Takedown, and then Burnout Revenge.
Burnout
Yeah.
2 when you smash and everything and try to get more money.
More points by rolling
Yeah.
buses over.
Yeah, the more
Blowing up
by the more
trailers.
cars you crash into, the more points you get and everything.
We
Yeah.
used to have
Yeah, it was
parties of people, friends over after work and
Play
just
that.
drink and play that, smashing into everything.
You know what?
I loved it.
You know a game. Honestly, I don't know how they haven't made like an actual like AAA title game like this, but a game where you can be like a firefighter, a police officer, paramedic, or something, and like there's a story involved behind it, but you can just live the life of an ordinary firefighter and go to calls and see what it's like to actually be out there doing it in like a major city like Los Angeles or New York or something. That'd be actually
there actually is games like that actually. Firefighter
Yeah, but
Simulator and there's Police Simulator is probably the best one there is out there.
Yeah, but if they were made by like a AAA title, like Bethesda or like Ubisoft or something like that,
Oh,
then
yeah, for
it would be a whole different level of realism and immersive and just
yeah, because a Firefighter Simulator I thought was going to be a great game, and then it just you have a couple missions to play, and then that was it. Then you just repeat those missions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's nice with the Police Simulator one is you actually go through a whole shift and you get random calls, random times. You can do whatever you want. They're actually adding more to it.
Yeah, I've watched YouTube videos of it. It actually looks like it's a pretty cool game.
I play
That's
it.
like
It's really fun.
GTA 5. They have a lot of mods for the online version where you could be a firefighter and police officer and stuff. I watched a lot of videos of that. That's actually pretty cool how they did that.
Grand Theft Auto 5 has the 5M servers where you can play through Grand Theft Auto map and be a cop or fireman or whatever you want to be. Actually, I was part of one of those servers, DOJ back in the day. I was one of the dispatchers for them, and it was really fun, but just work.
They have
couldn't do it.
They have a Roblox game too. It's called Emergency Response Liberty County. It's actually a really popular Roblox game, and you could be a firefighter, paramedic, police officer. You can be a civilian and work at like a bakery, or you could be a bank teller. You can work as a gas station clerk. A whole bunch of different jobs. You can buy a house
What one was
and
that
stuff.
again?
It's called Emergency Response Liberty County on Roblox.
Okay, I'll have to look that up because I play Roblox sometimes just for fun. I blow up fireworks on there.
Dean Perry being funny all day long.
Oh, here we go, Dean Perry.
Well, Brett was saying his favorite is pole position at the arcade. Mine too.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say another one is Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro.
There was nothing like going to the arcade and sitting in the chair and actually having to shift and drive. Yeah, and
There was a racing game that I used to love. You'd sit in the chair. What was it? Cruising USA or something like that. There was an arcade game. There was a racing game. I used to play it all the time when I was a little kid. Anytime I'd be at like an arcade or something. What was that racing game? Oh my gosh.
Star Wars Empire Strikes Back too. Wasn't that the one where you had the?
Yeah, you were flying the X-wing fighter.
Yeah.
But it was all just like
I remember that one.
lines. It was like there was no no graphics to it. It was like somebody just drew it with a pencil.
It was like 2D, 1D.
Yeah, that's the stuff we grew
I
up
like
with.
Dig Dug too.
Yeah.
Big Dog, yeah.
Zen just said the new Farming Simulator 25 has tornadoes in it. Well, Zen, thank you very much for telling me that because you just pretty much bought me the game. Now I have to go buy it.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to check it out. That's all right because the new Flight Simulator, has stuff like that also, and it's real time. It's real time too. So like, if there's a severe thunderstorm going on, you can be in the game in real time, chasing that thunderstorm. Yep.
I'll have to try that out.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
JBL said the game was Grand Prix.
Grand Prix was one of the ones you could sit in, I remember. Wasn't Grand Prix, if I remember right, that was the one where you could have, there was like 4 seats all beside each other.
Yeah. Dean said Cruising USA and Cruising World.
Yep, that was probably the one
you're
thinking
Cruising USA, yep. Cruising World, yep.
There was a question back a little bit, and this was from JBL, and I know I didn't forget you, JBL. What chase or storm had the most lightning? Wow.
Honestly, that would have to be that day in Pennsylvania we chased with B. Dean and
that was a pretty
Jason
crazy one for sure.
And that honestly,
Andrew watched us.
Yeah, that was
we were working
crazy lightning.
We had 2. One had to be Grady, New Mexico. The lightning on that was insane.
Yeah,
coming out after the storm, and just 2 months ago, when we were chasing all around northwestern PA with Mars.
Oh, yeah.
And Josh was with Dean.
Oh, so another PA lightning event. That's crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't when Mike was with you.
Yeah, when we
hit the hail and everything. Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, the tornado up in
Meadville.
Yeah,
when we watched Form, me and Mike Pushkarich and Beating Barry were all together, and we watched that tornado form in Meadville.
Yeah, see, when you think of lightning storms, somebody would be like, oh, yeah, out in the plains, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and that. But you'd be like, Pennsylvania. They're like, what? No, no.
Oh, that was nonstop.
When he was a toddler, too.
Oh, yeah.
The one I can think of was the one in Texas the day before Grady, where we sat at the windmills.
Oh, yeah.
And watched him over the windmills, and it was constant.
Yeah.
That night was insane. And then in Illinois that day, Davey was with us. That night was crazy, too.
That's what I would like. I want a storm that's just creeping 3 miles an hour. I have yet to have a storm like that. Just creeping right along, just so you could just sit there and watch it do its thing.
That's where you want him out in the plains.
That's Grady was like at.
Just sat there.
Perfect time lapse storm. That's exactly what that is.
Absolutely.
MCAT asks, where are you based out of when storm chasing? Kind of wherever, right?
Well, yeah, at that point, I mean, if you're meaning, like, where am I coming from when I'm storm chasing, then that would be Stanton, Virginia. That's where I'm
Shenandoah Valley.
Staged at. Yep. But at that point, yeah, wherever there's severe weather, really. I mean...
Yeah, that goes along with what you were saying earlier, Davies. We're talking about the same thing, talking about moving eventually, like when we retire and trying to move down. I keep looking like the Texarkana area, I think is kind of a central. If you put an X right through the storm chasing zone of the United States, it keeps putting you in western Missouri. But I'm like, that's still a little too far north for me. I want to go a little warmer as I'm getting older.
I mean, the closest to get would be like Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to chase back here again.
Wait, see, my mom and that, they want because they want to go west too. But see, me, I was thinking like western Oklahoma or like Texas or somewhere in that like vicinity. But they want to be where there's trees and stuff also. So I was like, well, eastern Oklahoma has trees and it's all like national reserves and it's Indian land at that point. It's all like Indian reserves.
Yeah.
Basically own all eastern Oklahoma.
We were thinking western Arkansas.
Yeah.
Same area.
Yeah. Texarkana's just
we're within a
southeast
day of any chase area, though. The plains, or Dixie Alley.
And it'd be so much quicker to travel wherever you needed to go chase at that point, too.
Land is cheap in Arkansas, too.
Yeah.
Well, another thing, too, is about Missouri. My grandfather and somebody else said this, but if you wanted to buy land in Missouri, you put like a down payment on the land that you want to buy, and then it's like a $200 a month payment after that, and you can do whatever you want with the property.
Yeah.
Build on it, live on it, do whatever you want. Yep.
That's what we're looking at in about, 3 years? 4 years.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
My body's just too old for this job.
Yeah, you take over. I'll bring it back.
But I've also been talking to Landon too, about maybe like going in on a place in the future or coming with us and helping out and everything to get a place. Because he would like to do the same thing.
There you go.
Because he don't want to live with his mom forever and everything either. So, for being in Ohio and all that. So, but I told him he's got to start. I told he has a hard time saving his money. I told him he got to do a little bit better than that.
Yeah, we always yell at him because when he gets on, he's always giving us super chats when he jumps on and stuff.
So he was telling me the other day he was going to buy a pistol, and I'm like, man, that's not a storm chasing vehicle. That's a pistol.
Right.
I was like, you're saving your money to get a vehicle to storm chase. And he's like, well, yeah, but it's on sale, Davey. And I was like, well, so you can't drive a pistol, man.
No,
Come on.
Right.
I mean, I used to be bad at saving money, but I'm pretty good now. I'm good now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're pretty bad at it too.
For the most part, I mean, I still have my moments where it's like I see something that I need or want, and I know I have the money, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, storm chasing is tough that way.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
It's like
something you can get.
I'm trying to save up so I can chase here the next storm system, whatever here that is, in the next week or week and a half or however long it is. I don't know.
Right.
You never know anymore. Never know. I can wake up tomorrow and there's severe weather the next 8 days. Who knows? But I want to get the crossbars for my car, but at the same time, I'm like, I need to save my money. And there's still a couple more parts I want to get for the car too, and I'm like, no, they can wait. I got the important stuff. So
yeah, you got to prioritize.
Yep.
For sure.
Definitely.
Trying to look and see if there's any more questions.
Yeah, I haven't been doing a real good job of watching there.
I seen the price of gas in Oklahoma. I think Chris Hall posted a post on X with the gas prices in Oklahoma today. It was like $2.11.
Oh,
I seen that and I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, I'm definitely moving. Let's go.
Yeah. No matter what you're chasing, you'll have cans of gas on the roof just because you bought it in Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. $2.11. Good. That's
$3.39 here.
Yeah, and that's a cheap place.
Up here, it's $3.15 up the road here. But yeah, I drive another 5 miles down the road and it's $2.99.
Nice. We haven't
go
seen
figure.
$2 at the beginning in I don't know how long.
MCAT wants to know what vehicle you're driving.
I got a 2002 Pontiac Grand Prix V6. Yep. She's done me good so far, so I'm not complaining. Hasn't broke down. No issues, except for the rack and pinion. That was stressful.
Brett asked, he said that you said you liked Crash Bandicoot. Which Crash Bandicoot, oh my god, I can't talk, Bandicoot are you the best at?
I mean, I'm good at all of them, but they're still pain in the butt. They still make me mad. Yeah. You don't know how many times I just rage quit because I keep dying at a certain part in a level, and I can't get past it. And then I'm one of those types of people that like to 100% complete a game sometimes. So I'll go back and try to get the gems and all the gems and everything. Oh, yep. And that makes it even harder. So then I get even more mad at myself because I can't do it. But then I'll quit and I'll go back to it another day and I'll be able to do it because I'm not frustrated. So I'm nice and calm and in my zen and just let's do this. Crash has got to complete his objective.
Right.
Well, I think we're almost out of time here.
I have one more question for Davey. I've
Okay.
actually kind of been interested in this, Davey. This is actually kind of a two-part question because if I ever chase together, where have you always wanted to eat as like a chain restaurant, and what have you always wanted to eat food-wise that you've never had before in your life?
Or maybe not even a chain, but somewhere that's famous.
Or there's somewhere that's famous or something too, yeah.
Like Austin, Texas barbecue.
Oh. Honestly, some of the some of the food down in Louisiana and like New Orleans, some of like
Cajun
food and stuff like that. Yeah, that would definitely be something I'd always wanted to try. Now, as in like a food chain, I have not had Panda Express.
Really?
I've never had Panda Express, and that's something that I've always been interested in just trying out one time.
I've never been there either, so
we stopped at the one on the way home from Illinois, or not Illinois, but Iowa. Our Chasecation. We stopped at the one on the.
I don't think I ate there.
No, I don't think you got anything. Mom and I did. What your mom didn't think it was too bad for fast food Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I just gotta try it one time because it's fast food Chinese. It's like, what?
Right.
Seriously? Chinese that makes fast food? Okay, all right. Pique my curiosity.
We got 2 more questions here. First one's from JBL. Was there any chases that you wish you would have rethink?
The one we mentioned earlier.
That one, yeah.
I don't think JBL was on yet.
Custer City would definitely be one, and then honestly El Dorado too, because honestly, if I had dropped south and went east, I would have been able to stay more south of it and would have been able to stay on it more and got more video of it and seen it better. But one of the roads was closed to be able to go east and northeast to stay pretty much parallel with it. So I would have had to drop even more farther south or take a dirt road. And my only other option at that point would have been go north and then jump east and try to get like ahead of it and stay north of it through the hail core. That was the only problem, is it would have been through the core of the storm and everything. And I knew what that was about to entail. So I'm like, well, I don't know if I really want a chance getting stuck. We had the Aveo, and so I already knew what was going to bound to happen with the clay roads. So I'm like, I think we have no choice. We're going to have to blast north and go through the hail core. Boy, oh boy. That was the most intense hail experience I've ever had chasing. It was nonstop for probably an hour and 20 minutes. Because honestly, that storm wasn't really moving overly fast. No. Actually, to be honest with you, it wasn't. So yeah, we were in that hail core for about an hour and a half, because we got all the way to the city of now I'm gonna have to look this up because I go to so many places and I can never remember any.
They all bleed together.
Altus, Oklahoma.
Altus, yeah.
It ended up making a northern turn and ended up coming right towards Highway 62 that I was on, heading east to try and stay ahead of it and more north of it and get out ahead of it. But it started making a northern turn right towards us. But luckily we got into Altus just in time. But that's when the hail started coming down even worse and bigger. And the roads were starting to flood and everything. The sirens are going off. Oh my! I don't know how we didn't shatter our window, to be honest, with how long we were in the hail core. My mom's over there freaking out. She's pressing on the window because I seen Reed Timmer do it in his streams, putting his finger up on the glass and everything. He said it has something to do with like keeping the vibration from when the hailstones hit the window or something. I don't know, so I just do it now because I just do it. I feel better myself, so I don't know if it really does anything or helps, but yeah, that was. I should have went south. I should have just went south and either attempted the dirt road or just went even further south and just went east on the main road, because I still would have been able to see it and everything because of how flat it was, how clear it was at the southern end and everything. So, yep, I would have did that differently. A lot differently.
Dean has another commercial set for us here. This segment brought to you by Baron ThreatNet. Understand your risk with Baron.
I know MCAT asked, are you planning on attending the meet and greet?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. I I already told you I would be there for the next one if you had one anyway. So,
Davey, as soon as I asked Davey, he's like, absolutely. Like, immediately said, yep, I'll be there.
This one will be a little more laid back, too, I think.
And longer term, we can get more people in. And some more stuff to do.
We're trying to get a lot more chasers to join us.
Yeah,
so,
that would be awesome. Like Josh said, if we could get like 30, 40 chasers, that would be
that's my goal number.
I think we have like 10 or 12 right
11.
now.
I counted 11 confirmed chasers.
That's not bad.
But then you got the conference coming up. You can hand flyers out too here.
That's what I'm planning on going to get a bunch more made and going to hand them out at the summit for sure. Because that's where there's going to be a lot bigger names.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm still waiting to hear back from some from the conference down in Richmond, but still haven't heard back from them any of them yet.
I wonder if Pico Sank is going to be there this year.
Oh my gosh! Brings the name up again. Pecos is my idol.
I will hand you a flyer to hand to him. How about that?
I would love to meet Pecos Hank. He is my idol.
Do you need a moment alone?
No,
and then
it's not in that way. Like
Jeff
love.
Petrosky, I wouldn't be surprised if he would be there too.
Yeah,
Jeff. Oh, Jeff. Yeah. Well, Jeff will be there. He's a board member for the summit.
Well, that's what I thought.
So he will be there as well.
Yeah, he's another one at the top of my list to meet. So
I
like the legends.
That's another thing I gotta do in December is I gotta get a hotel room in December here.
Yeah, hopefully they're not all sold out because we got the last room in ours.
He says he's gonna not stay in the same hotel. He's staying like
the one I'm looking at is across the street. It's the Marriott or something like that. I can't remember what it is now.
Yeah, there was one. The last room in the hotel, and we got it the day the tickets went on sale.
Yeah,
and it was sold out.
That's what I saw when the tickets went on sale. I'm like, are you kidding me? They're already sold out. I was like, well, that's cool. I was like, oh, whatever. There's hotels within walking distance all around it, anyways. So
I did see that the hotel put out more king rooms. So the hotel at the hotel the event's going to be at has more king rooms available. They actually got another floor, but they're selling out very quickly.
Are they?
This is probably the last floor they can get because they have like 3 floors already.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say they have probably a lot.
But
I'll have to check into that.
Any other final comments from you, Davey, before we sign off?
It's been a pleasure. It's been quite the experience. I've enjoyed this podcast. Absolutely.
If anybody wants to check out any of Davey's socials, at Dutchman Chasing, Storm Chaser Davey Jones.
Facebook, X.
Yep.
YouTube.
Are they all under Dutchman Chasing?
Yep, I got them all under Dutchman Chasing. I even actually got a Blue Sky now, too.
Cool.
I made a Blue Sky.
Then Josh did.
I'm on there. I think you and I.
Yeah,
I
think I sent you a follow.
Yeah, I think I followed you back finally.
Yep.
Connie, I'll have to take the leap.
Yeah.
There's just too much social media is to try and just manage. It makes my brain want to explode sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Especially when you're out there chasing and you're like, all right, what should I upload this to? Because I'm still chasing at the moment. Should I upload it to X, Facebook, both at the same time? Or should I just do X right now and do Facebook later? Like,
Right.
It's challenging. Then you got TikTok, too. I have a TikTok, but I haven't really done much with that, really.
It is frustrating.
Absolutely.
Did you get yourself a link tree yet?
That's one thing I was thinking about doing also. I might actually do that before my next chase here.
It's just to get because I just put one link down. It has everything.
That's what I'm saying. That way I can clear up my YouTube description on my page and everything. It's just one link.
Yep.
What is it, like $2 or $3 or something like that?
We're on it for free. Yeah.
Oh, you got the free one? Because I know there's one that you could pay monthly. I think it's like $3 or something.
Yeah, I think it gets you like some advertisement and stuff like that, so it helps boost you a little bit.
But I ain't really worried about that. As long as I can have all my social medias in one click. And that can do like your Cash App and PayPal and stuff too, right? You can have it all in there.
Yeah, when we get off, take a look at ours. It's in the link.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll have to click on it. All right, I'll have to do that. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Now, question about your merch store. What did you use to get like your merch set up, and who'd you go through?
Teespring.
Teespring?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
TEE Spring. Yep.
Spring?
Nice and easy, simple.
You can design 15 items to sell. And it's like a one-click stop shop.
Now, so how's it work? Like, as soon as, like, let's say somebody buys one of the shirts, they take a commission, and then, like, you get the rest of the money for it or something like that?
And when you set up, when you design the shirt or hat or whatever it is, it tells you what your profit is going to be. They'll
you
set
can adjust
the price,
it how you want to, yeah.
And
now, how do you create it in like in their website? Like, can you bring in your own designs, or like do they have like certain logos and stuff you can use from, or how's that work?
I think they have some
bring in your own
templates and
designs.
stuff.
I designed all of our stuff.
Yeah, it was just the logo.
Yeah, I figured as much. Yep. All right.
And you don't get any of the money, like any of the commission, until you sell a couple items.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's just like YouTube. I think YouTube, you have to make $100 before they'll do a payout.
You get
the same with it.
Yep. That makes sense. Makes sense. Because they can't really do them small dollar increment amounts or anything like that. So.
Right. That's so funny. We're talking about in Ghosty. Put our link to our merch
store. Yep.
Thanks, Ghosty.
And our Amazon wish list too.
Woo-woo. Speaking of the Amazon wish list, if we have some millionaire out there watching, I got a new idea.
I made one of those myself, actually. I haven't checked my link for it though, to see if it actually brings you into the wish list. That's one thing I gotta check. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Now I think about it.
So what I want to do, I told Connie this. I said, if I ever win the lottery, or I don't know, somehow come into millions of dollars, I'm buying a helicopter. I'm getting my pilot's license for a helicopter, and I'm going to help the Cajun Navy create their own air division.
And I'm going to do with our Amazon wish list.
If you see a helicopter show up on the Amazon wish list, that's what it's for. It's to help people.
Okay.
Everything on our wish list is for helping people. It's for search and rescue. It's for
first aid.
First aid. It's for like there's a you'll
gas
see
cans.
Yeah, gas cans. Everything's
I got
chasing and
and everything else. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got on mine. Yeah. Thanks for chasing.
You'll see
I got some more
2 helmets on our wish list because Josh and Chris got their own special helmets. But Mars and I needed helmets.
Special
What
helmets. What are you talking about?
They're hot pink.
Yeah.
Those are for Mars and I.
I got my baseball helmet. I'm good. Yep. I got my baseball helmet.
I don't have one at all.
Yeah. Bonnie, you have to wear one.
Well, that's no good.
Yeah.
You gotta have something.
It's on my wish list. It's hot pink.
She
Same
can
with
either
Mars.
get a white leather fire helmet or a yellow forestry helmet.
Dean Barry said, can we get a Tracker's 2-inch by 3-inch Velcro patch?
They didn't have any patches on Teespring that we could create.
We'll have to look about that. Maybe we'll get B. Dean one from just one
Make
for
one.
him. Yep.
And then he had the last comment from Dean's for you, Dad, I think.
Oh yeah, he said get some used retired Soviet military copters for $30,000. Well, heck, that's cheap. I think I might have to buy me one of those.
Justin said buy a tank too. Hey, you won't be able to get stopped by any down debris.
Heck with those clay roads if I have myself a tank.
You ain't get stuck in.
Nope.
All right.
Oh my.
This is the fun we have. This is why we're the infamous Nobodies.
Yes.
That's it.
Absolutely. Wouldn't be right if you didn't have fun sometimes,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We're all a little abnormal.
Well, it's been a blast talking to everybody tonight. And
it has been.
Everybody for watching.
Yes, it has.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Davey, and thanks to Mama.
Thank you for having me on.
Yep, Mama Ann in the background too. Thank her for
she even
joining
did her
in a little
cameo
bit.
appearance. And everything.
She's somewhere. I think she actually went outside somewhere. I don't know where she is. Yeah, she. Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's been fun. So
this is a good time. It's my first ever time on a podcast too. So thank you. Thank you for that occasion.
Our first one that we were guest a couple weeks ago for exploring the unknown for paranormal. That was fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Josh still
That's
has
awesome.
yet to do anything like that. Be on a radio show. Be on TV.
You're on a podcast right now.
No, you were on the documentaries. Now
Don't feel so bad.
For like 30
I haven't been on
seconds.
TV either, so.
I'm still trying to get on that radio show, so you got to hook me up with the.
we need to
host.
call them and do another one for that.
For the storm chasing
Yeah,
side.
we can do
that.
All right, guys. Well, thank you everybody for joining in. Thanks for all of your support.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate it. And next week we'll have another one of these.
Yeah.
Random time. We don't know when.
Random
Random
person.
person.
We don't know who.
Yep.
It could be me. You never know.
Right?
We'll be talking about random stuff. So thanks again, everybody. And we will see you all next week. And Davey, we'll see you out there under the next mezzo.
Yep.
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.